Some things you're just gonna have to let go. Welcome back, I'm Cole. I'm showing my journey of becoming a professional soccer player, building a bootstrap business, and showing my path to self-mastery. I make these videos to help people create their ideal lives. Today's video is focused on not being able to win at everything. The topics that I'm gonna cover today are focus, trade-offs, prioritization, identity, and seasons of life. Starting off, focus. In order to be great at something, it takes an immense amount of time and effort in a single topic. You've probably heard that in order to become a master at something, it takes 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. Now, I don't agree with the fact that there's a set time limit that it takes in order to become a master, but I know that it takes hours upon hours of work deliberately trying to improve your craft to become as close as possible to perfection. A big problem in today's society is that they think they can do a lot more than they actually can. They will either try to run multiple businesses or really push themselves in a few areas when what it really takes for them to become that version of themselves that they want to be takes focused in one area for a long period of time. I'm a firm believer in that multitasking is a myth. You'll get more work done focusing on one task instead of trying to split your attention between a few. It's not an easy thing to focus on one particular thing. You're probably going to get bored along the way and question why you're doing this. The gains that you get from moving on to a new thing will be a lot more at first, but over time the marginal increases from the amount of time and focus that you put into that topic decrease. However, it's in those small marginal increases that show the exponential gains. There's a phenomenon that the top 20% of people collect 80% of the rewards. In order to become that top 20%, you have to focus well beyond 80% of the people. Further along that, as you continue to go up the ladder, the top percentage of people own significantly more of the wealth, whatever that means to you, generated. The two easiest examples of this is within business. The top 20% of businesses are going to capture 80% of the revenue. And then another good example is with men. The top 20% of men are going to have the ability to sleep with 80% of women. This means you have to become the top 20% in your own pursuit. Next, trade-offs are vital when it comes to winning. Every single thing you do is a trade-off. You could be either sitting on the couch or you could be going to the gym. You could be hanging out with friends or you could be doing work. You could be doing work on the business or going to the gym. Everything you do is a trade-off. There's going to be some trade-offs that are a lot harder to determine what is the best thing to do, but there are going to be a lot of easy trade-offs that you know that you have to take but are hard to implement in real time. I would suggest to make it as hard as possible for you to choose the path that doesn't give you the most return. So for me, the easy path would be to watch YouTube. I have a screen blocker preventing me from accessing social media at certain times of the day, except for when I'm editing and posting videos. Trade-offs are in every decision that you make, so you're gonna have to continue to think, what am I missing out from taking this decision? There's gonna be problems with whatever path you choose, so it's important to consider what problems you would rather deal with. The next topic that I have is prioritization. If you do have multiple goals that you are going to pursue, you have to prioritize what you're going to do first. For example, in a business, not every task that you have that could add value to the business is going to be the best decision at the time. There could be something that has significantly more value and return on your time. You have to be able to prioritize what is most likely to have the highest return if you were to implement this based on the time and effort that it takes. Prioritization seems simple, but it's something that's really hard to put into effect. As you get more experience, you're going to get better at determining what is more likely to work and what is more likely to get you a better result. But in the meantime, you're going to have to use your best judgment. The next topic that I would like to talk about is identity. You have to associate who you want to become and align your actions as close as possible with that person. Who you identify yourself as plays a vital role in your self-talk and what actions you ultimately take. Perception of yourself heavily influences the outcome that you're going to have. Learning how to have positive self-talk, conditioning your mind on what to think, and conditioning your mind to replace thoughts that are negative or toxic with positive thoughts of the person that you would like to become is very important. You want to break free of the identity that you have right now and reshape yourself into someone that you would be proud of in the future. Don't have to do this alone. You could join a community of people who are like-minded and want the same goal as you. That would be a very easy way if that's available. But if not, and the people around you aren't really on the same path as you might have to go through a little bit of an isolation phase, which is not easy to go through, but sometimes necessary, and to build yourself into that person that can be at the level of the people that you would like to be around. Either way, it's still on you in order to become that new person. Final topic that I have is there are seasons in life. Just because you have certain goals right now doesn't mean that you have to have those goals forever. just about everything is going to change. The world is going to change, you're going to change, the people around you are going to change. So it's important to determine what's important to you in this moment. If you're in university, this could be what is important to me this semester. If you're just starting a new job, this could be what's really important to me in the first month so that I can build good relationship with the people in my company. Different things are going to come up and you're just going to have to learn how to adapt to the current situation. Some people manually create their seasons in terms of quarters or years. This allows them to track their progress to see how they're doing, as well as give them a deadline to push them to go even further. But also there might be some things that just don't require that much time to work on. This is perfect if you want to split it up into different blocks that you're going to do. Overall, you're not going to be able to win at everything. You have to choose and focus what areas of life that you want to excel in. In choosing what areas you want to excel in, it's going to come with many trade-offs of things that you would like, but ultimately are going to distract you from your goal. Giving up things you care about is not easy, but the pain of regret is far more than that. I hope you got some value from this video. Thank you for watching and good night.